Let's Eileen Burns, let's talk about let's break this program down a little bit, okay? Is it cardiopulmonary that you're looking at, or you're looking at physical development?
Well, what I do is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do an exercise class with the seniors, and then on Wednesdays we do yoga with the seniors. So the class on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at 9 o'clock is geared toward getting their heart rate up and getting them moving. So the first part of the class, they're in movement, and then we sit in the chair and we do stretching in the chair, and then the last part of the class we turn the lights off and we do a breathing technique and meditation.
Really?
Yeah, the meditation is really very important.
And you do this, what, in the general purpose room?
Yep, yeah.
Oh, we're using our facility at
Well, that facility on Tuesday and Thursday, both the gym is used for the higher, Body by Bethel is a little bit more intense. Active, you know, they're working out a little bit harder. That's in the gym, and then she's utilizing the general purpose room for the senior exercise. So,
that's great.
Eileen, did you want to share that definition you just used?
Oh, well, I work with the senior center, and there's the misconception that you have to be retired.
65 or older, right?
To be a senior.
That makes me eligible, right?
But according to Kathy Oles, who's the director of the senior center is really anybody 50 or older.
And a lot of people don't know.
A lot of people don't realize that. And it's not just for my exercise classes, but they also do line dancing and square dancing, and now they've got a Zumba class, which is the Latin and Latin dance class. Yeah. And so all of their programs, they're geared for an age group, but anybody can go. I've had people in my classes who are in their 50s. I've had people in my classes all the way up into their 90s.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I would probably say in my morning class and the exercise class, the average age is mid-70s to mid-80s. Yeah.
So the Park and Rec is not only just a tiny tot swinging a baseball.
No, the facility has really expanded the opportunities that we can offer, from just being real children oriented to be able to offer more things for the adult population. And we have quite a few people that take our yoga class that's during the day, or that have their kid in the toddler program that's in the next room. So we're meeting the needs of a mom that's at home who wants to get her exercise, and then their toddler's in a program.
Now, differentiate for me a little bit right here, because we have a viewing audience that goes from 18 on upward. Now, we talked about the senior citizens, okay? What about the regular adult program? Is there any differentiation in their program?
Well, I do the senior classes.
Okay.
So I'm affiliated through the senior center, and then Eileen's classes the yoga classes through Parks and Rec.
Well,
the difference would be is that I may show a little bit more modification. I have in my yoga class at the senior center, I have everybody from very flexible to not very flexible, and I can show the modifications. The yoga classes through a Park and Rec may be just a little bit faster, but a yoga pose is a yoga pose.
Elaborate a little bit about yoga. I always hear it's sort of mental.
There's a huge mental component to it, which is so necessary. It's not only the physical. Yoga is based on poses that help with your balance, which we do a lot of in our exercise classes, because balance for every age group, not just the seniors, is really important. It does flexibility. It also works on strength. And one of the great things about the yoga classes, I had somebody in my senior class who said that she's been able to reduce her osteoporosis medication because of the yoga that she's doing.
Which, you know, I hate to genderize everything. I know women in general, you know, they're usually taking a medication after magic age of, I don't know, 50 or what. And that's something that really the audience really should take note of.
Because so much of yoga is holding a pose and working with your own body strength. It's a great way to help increase bone mass if you don't have weights or you don't have access to a gym. So it's it's wonderful for them on so many
No,
levels.
Elaine, don't you talk about the fact that that balance work also helps people
Oh, absolutely.
remain more independent for a longer
Absolutely.
time?
Mm-hmm.
It's another component.
We do a lot of work on balance in obviously yoga, but also in the exercise class. And sometimes they'll come up to me and they'll say, "Oh, my balance isn't getting any better." And what I say to them is, if your balance isn't getting worse, it's really getting better.
that's true.
Because
Very true.
it's a matter of ankle strength, and sometimes medications they're on can affect their balance. And
No.
Studies-
That is something that, I got a little knowledge about, especially when you start getting into the elderly, that when you're taking heart medications, always read the label,
Yeah.
especially whatever you're taking, promotes a little bit of dizziness, And, like you said, when you develop this particular program in yoga there, that, there may be some compensation, but at least it makes you realize
Absolutely.
to the fact that this exists, and this is the one way to counterbalance it. If you
absolutely,
want to
and
use
it's
that.
also very good because in the exercise class, when we do the balance work, we make shift from foot to foot. We'll do different arms out of the side and then maybe overhead. So it gets their muscles used to, if they trip or if they pull their foot on the carpet a little bit, that they're able to right themselves, and then they'll be able to stand up and correct themselves rather than fall down. Very important.